All right, this is the Charlotte Rink Building Initiative. It is Monday, September 18th. It's been a few weeks since we've connected. I think we missed or skipped a couple weeks ago, so it's been almost a month here. And some fun updates to share. Put together a small agenda tonight for our connection. Maybe I'll just hit that at the top real quick so everyone knows what to expect. Some Huntersville rink updates. I want to tell everybody about my connection with the Matthews Town Board last week, and some cool stuff resulted from that. I want to update everyone on a charity softball tournament in Matthews that's coming up on September 30th. There is a retrofit tile conversation ongoing with the YMCA, so I'm sure the roller guys will be happy about that and excited to hear some updates. And then just some strategic partnership updates. It's been a while since we connected about that, and I got a few updates to share. So without further ado, agenda item number one, something I know the deck hockey, ball hockey group is super excited about up in Huntersville. Just throw a quick picture up on the screen here. This is the rink that they've helped convert the basketball court at Waymer Park into a hockey basketball combo. And this is one of the most recent pictures, somewhat humorous because if you look at the face-off dots, I got an update last week that the vendor mistakenly made 4-foot diameter dots instead of 4-inch diameter. So this has since been rectified and those dots are a lot smaller, although that would have been fun. We've been sharing this update for those who don't know, not quite regulation in length. It is regulation in width, 80 feet wide, which is awesome. Just a little bit boxy. It's more like 110 or 115 feet long. So you can see the basketball court lines. There are hockey lines. The neutral zone's somewhat skinny, just kind of making the best with the space that we have there. And there's a center line that you can't really see either. So blue lines, center line. There are 5 neutral zone dots, and then your normal 2 dots inside the zone. And there are goal creases now, which you can't see in this picture, but according to the visit that I made yesterday, there are goal creases as well. So bench area will be over here on the far side. We'll have a scorekeepers area and penalty box. And I think this open side on the near side will be bleachers. I think they're going to put bleachers in here. Roller, yes. I'm concerned about the fence in the near side that you can't see is just off picture on the left is higher near the parking lot side. There it is. You can't see it. So it's a bit higher, but I still think we need a net for any deflected pucks that go into the parking lot there. But we did confirm with the vendor these plastic dashers can handle roller pucks or inline pucks. And at a certain point, I don't see why we couldn't hold roller pickups and maybe even a roller league up there. Of course, that does not address our Southern Charlotte hockey players, but this could be an option moving forward, probably sometime after the new year, I think. So also to be noted, I think it's somewhat ironic, but also kind of funny how it's fallen into place. We were hoping it was ready for fall league opener a couple weeks ago. That has not been the case. And what ends up happening is that this is going to open up on the anniversary of our Milek Cup championship last year for the Queen City Crowns. So NBHL tournament is this coming weekend, and so is our opening day on this brand new court. So we got a little ribbon cutting ceremony prepared, and it's going to be a fun day. So also, before continuing, should mention Quentin's joining tonight. Thank you, Quentin. Just wants to be involved in the conversation and possibly just give some feedback or some insight into some things. So whenever you want to say something, Quentin, just let me know. Okay. Any observations with Huntersville up there? Do you live near Huntersville, or whereabouts do you live?
I live in South End.
Okay, so that's kind of like between Huntersville and Ballantyne, right? It's not too far either direction. So yeah, maybe an option there. I think we're trying to build with Ballantyne as well, but maybe we could do like a north and a south league. That's not out of the question. But anyways, super excited about this. This is something that came about because Huntersville was kicking us off the tennis court to convert that to pickleball, which is where we've been for about 10 years. And they've been great. They've worked with us. They've been open to our ideas. And shout out to Michael J. Cox, who's the Huntersville Parks and Rec director up there. So super cool. All right. I want to update everybody about some progress with Matthews. So Matthews continues to be maybe our warmest lead for a partner who might be willing to build rinks for us. That is a long-term play. We're probably talking another year or two, maybe more. But we met with the Parks and Rec director. His name is Corey King. A couple times, most recently a couple weeks ago, and during that connection, I just asked him if, would it be a good idea for me to address the board, get our message out to the community, what we're trying to do here, learn about how we can partner and be a good partner for the community. And he said yes. So I reached out and got on the schedule during the public comment section of the Matthews board meeting. It was a week ago today. So it was September 11th on Monday last week. And, I had 5 minutes to speak and just share about our program. And I mentioned about our values and where we've been, what we're building, and mainly that we're outgrowing our current needs to rent a facility or play on a tennis court, and that we're looking for a more permanent home. So what resulted from that was super cool. I had people watching this probably know, I just want to make sure I get this right real quick. Carolina Beer Temple. You ever heard of them, Quentin?
No, I have not.
They are a restaurant/bar in Matthews. I think I've actually been there before. And their marketing guy reached out and he said, "Hey, I saw the article written about you guys. I want to connect and see how we could partner." I said, "Article? What article?" I had no idea something was written. And I'll just throw that up on the screen, and I'll share this in the notes afterwards as well. But he took a bunch of quotes, and he being Justin Vick, I don't know if he was in attendance or if he watched the recording, but he wrote an article and came, basically sourced some of my quotes from our connection. And this is the story I told. So you can kind of go through, it's maybe like a 5-minute read or less. Yeah, it's probably like a 2-minute read, but CSHL, wanted to put the organization on the radar, been playing since 2010. Started as a fun way to enjoy each other, playing sports. Has turned into something that we're outgrowing our facilities. I want to understand the park's needs and develop a partnership. And, that we've been involved a little bit and are looking to get more involved. So we participated in Beach Fest, was a cool festival. And we had like a booth, and we had kids come out and try shooting on the hockey net. And this is our next agenda item. I'll get into this in a second. But we're participating in a charity softball tournament that I think will be great to just, meet some key people in the community and put our name out there. So yeah, just about hockey being in Charlotte, might be a stigma that, hockey doesn't belong here. There's not a lot of interest. I made sure I got this number across. We have over 800 people in our email distribution, from youth to adult deck and adult roller. And we have a bustling youth program with ages between 4 and 15 for kids. And we have values that we promote. So we're not just a hockey program. We want to get involved in our community. I mentioned the 2 pillars of our mission is to raise awareness and provide access for hockey, but also to raise money and awareness for great causes that align with our values. So I think this is a cool article. I don't know how many people read the Matthews Mint Hill Weekly, but it's online and somebody saw it. So I want to keep this going. I actually reached out to Justin to see if we can do a bigger feature there, but yeah, seems promising. And it's just these little seeds that we're planting. So that's all we can do. And just biding our time to meet the right people and make the right connections. And this is what I wanted to share. So Corey mentioned that apparently Parks and Recs departments, what they do is put together what they call like a master plan, maybe once a decade, for like what their master plan is, because it takes all this red tape cutting and all this and that to get approval for all this funding for all their projects. So about every 10 years, they come up with who could be a partner. What do we want to do with our parks departments? Who do we, what can we build? What can we create? So over the next year, this is how he's phrased it to me. They're putting together a bid of all the potential projects they could be doing. So all I've asked of him is just, hey, just include us in the conversation. We just want to be part of that. And, hopefully when a year goes by and we're in and we're approved, then we can make some moves on actually getting some legs underneath this project here. So that's step number 1. And I think it's moving in the right direction. Corey seems to like us and like what we're doing. Of course, he also answers to a board. So it's not like he's just making the decisions by himself there, but so yeah, super excited about that, and excited at the progress there. I know we have a handful of members that live in Matthews. And I guarantee people will move to Matthews if we get like a double rink feature with like a roof. And, I just have dreams of what this could look like. And I'm going to share that vision with Corey and the team there. So quick pause, Quentin. What do you think of that?
Sounds like a pretty good plan.
Yeah, it's exciting. So stay tuned. Like I said, it's a longer term play, but I think we need to celebrate these wins when they come up here. So progress in the right direction. And that's a good lead into the next agenda item. I want to share more about this charity softball tournament that we're involved in, and we're still looking for people to register. So I think a good opportunity. We're somewhat fragmented as an organization with we got roller over here, we got deck hockey. There's a couple of people who overlap, but I think this could be cool to bring guys from different groups together and just be on a softball team. And I'm going to throw up the flyer on the screen here. This is what it looks like. We do like raffle prizes. It's raising money for something called the Matthews Help Center. And that's an organization, it's a nonprofit that just raises funds basically for families who are going through tough times. Maybe they get medical bills and they're struggling to pay things or make ends meet. So they have some cash reserves and they can help out some of their local families. That's their purpose. So we're helping to raise money. It's going to be, we're asking for $35 a person for whoever signs up and wants to be a part of this. But it's it's being put on by Sergeant Brandon McWhorter. You can see him on the bottom there. I've been in touch with him several times over the last month or so to help coordinate this. He's part of the Matthews Police Department, and the fire and EMS group is also involved. So just cool to make those inroads with the community. And, if people aren't aware of Matthews, it's such a cool little city and it's growing crazily. And the downtown area is nice and it's cool. It's not overly big. It's got a really nice community feel to it. So Matthews could be an awesome home for CSHL potentially here. So this is what it looks like. And I'll throw the registration link in the email and the follow-up as well if guys want to get involved and sign up for that. It is Saturday, September 30th. So just a couple Saturdays away here. Are you much of a softball player, Quentin?
I've dabbled a little bit through intramurals back in college.
Yeah. It's funny because you can tell some of the hockey guys who got, pretty good hand-eye coordination. It's a whole different game hitting a baseball or a softball. So that would be fun to see.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So so just shout out calling all people to sign up for that. I think we already have maybe 8 people to sign up. We would love to get like 20 people out there, just kind of mix it up. It's not, we're going to try to win the tournament, but it's not like a, super gung-ho thing that we want to go all out for. It's more of a Corey King will be there. Assuming other key members of the community will be as well, along with the fire and EMS team and the police department. So it'll be a cool event. And it's for a great cause. So hopefully people can come out. All right. Agenda item number 4 would be the tile conversation. So I want to curb expectations here before I get into it. We're probably not looking to start this project till after the new year. However, Andrew Marinich, who, as most people know, is the sports director at YMCA, and he handles everything, even besides hockey, like all the kids events that you see in the fields there with like soccer and flag football. He coordinates that as well. So he's got a lot on his plate and a lot going on. But he gives us dedicated time to meet maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks or so. And we just give him updates with how we're doing. He's a hockey guy, so he likes to see hockey growing. And we've just shared with him some of the feedback that you guys, especially as a roller group, have said. Like the surface is just, as great as that facility is, the surface is it needs a little love there. So he's open to it. He's all ears. He's got people to answer to as well. So maybe that's what I'd like to communicate tonight, is that he's got a board of directors that he has to get things approved through as well. So the update is that myself, our chief operating officer, Bobby Arcus, and then our roller director that everybody knows, Haley Gordy, met with Andrew last week and just basically gave him a presentation. Mostly Bobby did an awesome job. We researched about 6 or 8 different vendors. We had tile samples sent to us. We had proposals anywhere from I'm trying to think of the cheapest, was like 40 grand. There's a vendor that quoted up over 100 grand to do full tile. providing materials and installation. I happen to think we could do the installation. We've got enough guys who are handy and interested in this project and passionate about it that we can do it ourselves. So he has all that. We equipped him with all the quotes and all the pictures and all the samples. Excuse me. And he is presenting to his boss actually tomorrow, I think, on the 19th. And then as they prep and in anticipation of connecting with the board, they're just going to lay this out. And as long as they can make it look like, this improvement they'll get a return on it and people get interest and more people will show up and more memberships, then this could happen here. There could be potential things that I don't know about that might prevent this from happening, but from all indications, we've gotten to this point, and I think that's a good sign. One bit of concerning news is he mentioned maybe coupling this, the tile project with assembling pickleball courts on there. I know that's the last thing that we wanted to hear. But if we have to have hockey lines and maybe a couple pickleball lines, I don't think there's that much to a pickleball court, but if they got 2 or 3 courts out there, it would just be beneficial to them to have a different group that's interested. And hopefully we'd get, I don't know, some sort of first right of refusal for scheduling and all that, but that's not guaranteed either. Anyways, that's the update. So we're excited about that. We'll see what happens with it. I asked him to, keep us in the loop with how it goes. And I expect to hear something, I don't know, sometime in the next couple of weeks again, about his progress there. He said he'll keep us in the loop. So what do you think of that, Quentin? Pretty awesome stuff, huh?
Yeah, sounds pretty awesome. They could probably, I don't know, maybe like saying something about like just making a basketball court instead of pickleball, or who knows. I've played on a couple of rinks where they've did like dual hockey, basketball, and then even like indoor soccer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that with the Huntersville stuff. The guys who were doing the work and the assembly for it were soccer players, and we said, hey, maybe we need to partner and think about how we can get this in other places. Like the futsal, is that what it's called? Or like the box soccer, box lacrosse is even a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lacrosse league down in Matthews as well, so maybe like
Oh, really?
that would draw interest of going to what Valentine, if that's where the tile goes.
Yeah.
Maybe that would like draw interest for them to create some kind of league there as well.
Yeah, I'm beginning to realize that, as much momentum as we have behind us with the hockey program, I think, these other strategic partnerships and making it like a multi-use facility it's the biggest way to guarantee that, the rink would be active like almost every day, every night, weeknights and weekends. So I get why that would be attractive to, A, the YMCA, and B, also the Parks and Rec department. So yeah, it's just something to think about. I'm curious, Quentin, as a roller player, could you speak to the surface? What do you think of it? What's maybe some of the biggest problems? What are your concerns with the surface the way it is now?
I want to say like I don't know, maybe like I think the first thing is the cement definitely has some wear on it. I mean, if anything, just repave the rink, because I grew up playing on cement as well, but like not really sure like what they put, but like the cement was like more clean looking and like I guess like shiny than how like the roads look, and it was a lot smoother.
Sure. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe it
this
had like a finish
yeah,
on it or something.
yeah, it had like a finish on it. While this, it just looks like they were just trying to make a parking lot and then put boards up.
Yeah. And maybe it had a finish like in 2006 when it was built, but that's long been worn away. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've noticed the cracks too, right? So the puck, I mean, that's the biggest part of the roller game is that, to get a puck to lay flat is everything, and you just stick handling and you can't go 5 or 10 feet out there without it flipping up or hitting a crack out there is super annoying.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So the prospects of tile is huge. I know of several people who won't come near the rink until tile is there. So this could be huge. This would be awesome. So stay tuned and we'll have more updates as we go here. All right, and then yeah, the last agenda item, I just want to touch base on a couple maybe key strategic partners. I have 4 listed here that I'll go a little bit deeper on each one. Carolina Hurricanes, the Charlotte Checkers, of course, and then a couple names, Tom Logano and Tom DeFeo. So I'll speak to each of those. The Carolina Hurricanes, I've been talking to Shane Willis, who is, I want to get his title right. Hold on one second. He's like the director of outreach, I think. Director of youth hockey and community outreach. All right. So they are obviously his loyalties are with the Hurricanes. So whatever he does, he needs to show that there's a potential return or there's a reason why they're doing a project. They are finalizing plans for spring of 2024 to build, I think it's 2, it might be 1, outdoor hockey rinks in Raleigh, particularly Apex, North Carolina, which is just outside of Raleigh. And it's happening. They were trying to do it this year. I think plans got pushed off. So as far as I know, they're 6 months out from breaking ground on this project, and they expect the entire project to take less than 6 months. So by the end of next year, there'll be 2 outdoor hockey rinks with I think tile. I don't know the details, but play deck hockey and roller hockey out in Raleigh. The logical next part of that project would be to visit Charlotte, but there are a lot of hints and indications that Charlotte's not as important as Raleigh. You know, I think for obvious reasons that how big is the fan base? So they get a return on, you know, having a presence in Charlotte. I happen to know that there are tons of Hurricanes fans here. I'm not one of them. I can tell by your Bolts flag in the background, Clinton, that you're not one of them. But guess what? I will become the biggest Hurricanes fan if they help us out with this project in some way, shape, or form. You know, whether that's like helping fund the Matthews project or helping us find land somewhere else. You know, I don't care about, you know, put Hurricanes tiles down and brand it Hurricanes everything. I don't care as long as we have a place to play. So anyways, I've talked to him. I think the win is just that he's communicating with us and he knows about our program. And I'll just keep keep touching that, keep stoking the flames to see what comes of that. But another longer term play, I don't think anything crazy or exciting is going to happen before the end of this year, but that is an ongoing project that they're working on out in Raleigh next year. So that's exciting. Charlotte Checkers, aside from a couple connections with them, we really don't have a contact in the organization or anybody who really values what we're doing. I'm excited that we've just appointed our new chief marketing officer, Philip Kolb, who's one of the roller guys, plays on a roller team. And he's been helping out with CSHL for a couple of years now. He's been helping out with the youth program down there. And he's got a cool business background with what he does professionally that I think makes him a great candidate to help us make these connections. So he and I are going to sit down at one point. This is just his first month in the role here. To develop some of these strategic initiatives, reach out to people like to the Checkers, see what the resources are, how they can help us. It's a no-brainer, I think, for them. Like we would be a feeder to their fanship and helping them grow the game. So it just seems like a no-brainer. So excited about that. I'll meet with Phil, connecting with him this week, actually, about a different project, and we'll see what we can get going with those 2 organizations, the Hurricanes and the Checkers. I mentioned Tom Logano. That might ring a bell for some people. So he founded and established and owns the Extreme Ice Center. The story goes his son is Joey Logano, that people might know from NASCAR, and he's got a daughter that did figure skating. So when they moved to the area in it was like early 2000s, he built that facility for her figure skating. And I think she's since grown up and moved out of the area. I'm not sure. Actually, she might still be in the area helping run it, maybe. I think that's right. But I approached him last year with a potential project because he's got some land in and around that facility in Indian Trail, and was thinking of developing outdoor hockey rinks to do some ice stuff in the winter and then make it like a roller deck thing in the other months. And then I met with him in person, I had a great conversation with him, and then after a couple of weeks there's some sort of building freeze for the whole town, and it just fizzled out, and he was it seemed like he was somewhat relieved because he had other projects going on, so he wasn't going to fight it. So I don't know how long that lasted. It might be a good opportunity for me to reach back out and try to rekindle that opportunity, but he didn't seem as excited about that potential, and he had other things he was considering, like making the land into like a go-kart area or like some other way to make money. He's a business guy, so he wants to make money in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know, maybe a good opportunity to reach back out and see if there's any legs to that project and potential opportunity there. And then Tom DeFeo. So of course, if you're playing roller at the Valentine rink at the Morrison YMCA, you'll notice that he's got his name on it. It's the DeFeo family rink. Tom is still in the area. I think he plays ice hockey with some of the guys. Even Brandon Beninado knows him. He's got a son too. I'm not sure if he's in the area, but I've never met Tom before, so I've heard that he's interested in what we're doing and maybe wants to help out again. He donated what is there to the YMCA, so he doesn't have any say or play in the operations of it, but I know he's still connected with, I think, board members and people at that YMCA. So he does have some sway. And if anybody knows of him and knows that he might want to be connected with me, I would love to just chat with him, let him know what's going on and see what his intentions or goals are and how he might align with what we're doing and vice versa. If he's interested. So I'll just throw that out there. If anybody knows Tom and can make an introduction, that would be awesome. I think Brandon was letting him know about some of our plans, and he indicated that he might be interested in maybe financing some of it, or I'm not sure. So just we'll throw out the bat signal for Tom DeFeo. If anybody knows of him, I'd like to meet him and see what's good there. So with that, that is at least the end of what I wrote down for what I wanted to hit today. Quentin, anything else? Any questions, observations, other agenda items you might be interested in?
Nothing's coming right to my head, I guess, at the moment.
Okay. All good. Yeah, so we meet every other week, every other Monday. So our next one will be in October, October 2nd. We'll throw that out there for anybody who's watching this and maybe wants to attend or has ideas. This is kind of an open connection. Started with a couple people maybe about a year ago. Some people have come and gone. That's okay. My goal is to just maintain some momentum here so that people know this exists. And then when the right opportunity comes for somebody to hop on or share a connection or an idea, at least there's a platform to do so. So Quentin, thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you. And thanks for being a part of our organization and caring enough to want to help out. And maybe we'll see you next time.
We're glad to be here. Thanks.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.